Okay, course 2, this is lesson 88, multiple unit multipliers. So we can repeatedly multiply a number by 1 without changing the number, right? We have 5 times 1 is 5. Well, 5 times 1 times 1, still 5. 5 times 1 times 1 times 1, still 5. And since unit multipliers are forms of 1, we can also multiply a measure by several unit multipliers without changing the measure. So we're going to use 2 unit multipliers to convert 5 hours to seconds, because what's missing in here? Minutes. We have to change hours to minutes to seconds. So this is how it's going to go. We have 5 hours times, put the 1 hour on the bottom. How many minutes is 1 hour? 60. How many seconds in 1 minute? 60. Put the minute down here because we want to end up with seconds. So I can cross out my like label, so there goes my hour, there goes my minutes, and I'm left only with seconds. Now since 1 times 1 is going to be 1, my answer is going to be a whole number. So I take 60 times 60, gets 3,600 times 5, get 18,000 what? Seconds. So 5 hours equals 18,000 seconds. We've done unit multipliers before. This is just using more than 1. So whatever you want to end up with, whatever label you want to end up with, stays on the top. All right, let's look at another one. Here we go. Diego wants to carpet a 16 by 9 foot room that has an area of 144 feet squared. Carpet, though, is sold by the square yard. Oh no! How many square yards of carpet does Diego need? Well, because we're dealing with units squared, I'm going to write the units twice. So I have 144 feet, right? Because that's feet squared. That means 2 feet. Now, I need yards. So I'm going to keep my yards on the top, and I'm going to write them out twice again. 1 yard is 3 feet. 1 yard is 3 feet. Cross out all my feet. Bam, bam, bam. I have 2 yards left, right? So 144 times 1 is 144 times 1 is 144. But 3 times 3 is 9. So I have 144 yards squared, because I had 2 yards squared, divided by 9. So do all that, you get 16. 16 what? 16 yards squared. Okay? Let's do another one. Get it into our head. A masonry contractor needs to pour a concrete foundation for a block wall. The foundation is 1 foot deep, 1 foot wide, and 100 feet long. How many cubic yards of concrete should be ordered? So the foundation is a rectangular prism, right? We got 10 by 10 by 100. So its volume is 100 feet cubed. 1 times 1 times 100, right? 1, 2, 3 feet, that makes it cubed. And we need cubic yards, or yards to the 3rd power. So again, I'm going to write down everything. So I got 100 feet, but I need to have yards. So yard. How many feet are in each yard? 3, right? So I have 100 yards cubed divided by 27. So put 27 into 100. I'm going to get 3.70370. It goes on and on. So I'm going to round it to the nearest tenth. So I need 3.7 what? Yards what? Cubed. Okay? I don't know. Here, let's do more. We'll get it into our heads really good. All right. As Tina approached the traffic light, she slowed down to 36 kilometers per hour. Convert kilometers per hour to meters per minute. So we're first going to do kilometers to miles, hours to minutes. So 36 kilometers for 1 hour. Well, 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. 1 hour is 60 minutes. Now this time I want 60 on the bottom because I want it meters per minute, right? And per can be our fraction line or division bar. So I want it this on the bottom. So now I cross out all my like labels, kilometers, hour, and I'm left with meters over minutes. Now multiply across. I have 36,000 divided by 36,000 what? Meters divided by 60 minutes. I want to know per minute. So I'm going to divide 60 in to 36,000, and that equals 600 meters per minute. All right? If you want to, well, I don't know how easier it is. You have your, well, here, let's do another one. They like to switch from kilometers to gallons and liters and all that stuff, so we need to know these by heart. So Claude's car averages 12 kilometers per liter of fuel. Well, Claude's car averages about how many miles per gallon? Well, here you need to know how many miles are in a kilometer, and you can look back in the book, it lists it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my kilometers into miles. So 12 kilometers over 1 liter, right, because I average 12 miles per liter, so there's 12 per liter. Well, 1 kilometer is 0.62 miles. Well, that's good to know. And 1 gallon is 3.78 liters. Oh, that's good to know. And I want to know miles per gallon, right? So I'm going to cross out my liters, my kilometers, my kilometers. Now look down here. 111, and gallon is the only label not crossed out, so you can just say 1 here if you want, but you didn't have to write that 1. And if you multiply 12 or 3.78 times 0.62, you get this, and then you multiply by 12, so you get 28.12. So we're just going to round it, okay? So 28.123. It's close enough to 28. So I'm going to say I get 28 miles per gallon, okay? 28 miles per gallon. All right, practice set. Here we go. I want you to copy these down as we do them, please, because you need to get your brain used to this. So you're going to write these down. So 5 yards to inches. Okay, so 5 yards. I want inches. I want the inches on the top, but I need to have my feet somewhere in there, right? I can't just go yards to inches. Well, I could, but we're going to go yards, feet, inches. So 1 yard equals 3 feet. 1 foot equals 12 inches. Cross out my yards, cross out my feet, multiply across. This is 1, so it's going to be a whole number, and it turns out to be 180 inches. 5 yards is 180 inches. Now, B, write this down. 1.5 hours to seconds. What's missing here? Minutes. So I want to go from hours to minutes to seconds. All right? So I'm going to use this as 1.5. I'm going to write it as 1.5 hours. So 1.5 hours is the same. 1 hour equals 60 minutes. 1 minute equals 60 seconds. Cross out my like labels. Hour, hour, minute, minute. And I'm left with just the seconds, correct? That's the only label left. 1.5 times 60 is, did it all over here, 5,400 what? 5,400 seconds. So that's what I need for there. Now if I want to go yards to feet, that I can just go yards to feet. I don't have to go inches. This is a pretty easy one, but it's squared. So I'm going to write it out. I'm going to write 15 yard. 1 yard equals 3 feet. The other yard equals 3 feet. Cross out my yard. And all I have is left feet, but I have 2 of them, right? So it's going to be feet, what? Squared. Multiply 15 times 9, right over here. And you get 135 feet squared because I have 2 feet left.